Hey Groms, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the show Tanked, but they built some really cool fish tanks, and I'm just finishing up some of their characters right now. They're looking really good, and I'm almost done with them. Alright Groms, the tank characters are finished. We actually hung out with them all day in Hollywood, Florida yesterday at the Macna convention. And we saw tons of cool fish tanks. We actually met up with them and we got a sit-down interview with the general. Let's check it out. Hey Groms, it's Zach Marks. We are at the Macna Convention Center and we're going to go and check out some cool stuff. We're waiting for the tank out. Come on.
Flash of redneck. I'm ready to go.
You tell all the kids to tune in with you guys and us, and we'll make a smash hit. We're coming at Grom Social in the house, right? Yeah.
Hey Groms, it's Zach and Grom Spot, and I'm sitting next to the general from the popular show Tanked, and we're going to ask him a few questions.
Well, I'm here.
Alright, so if I was a fish, what would I be?
Well, if you were a fish, I think you would be a porcupine puffer, because you have that hair that sticks out, and they have those fins that stick out, and little prickly things that stick out. So we'll make you a porcupine puffer, and they're cute, and so are you.
Now, if you were a fish, what would you want to be?
Well, if I was a fish, I'd probably want to be a shark, because a shark is one of the leaders of the ocean.
Yeah.
But in reality, I am General Neptune.
Now, what was the hardest tank that you ever seen Wade and Brett build?
I think the hardest tank was a tank that we made in Chicago for Weld Bend, and it was one of the most difficult tanks to make, and then shipping it got kind of damaged because the shipper didn't do the right thing.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we had to send men out there to repair it. And getting it down, we had to take out all kinds of equipment to get it down there. We finally got it down. This was 18 feet long, 8 feet high, 6 feet deep, and it took 20 men to actually get it in. So it was huge.
Jeez, that's nuts. And what was the biggest tank you ever built?
The biggest tank we did was down in Dallas, Texas for a church. It took 2.5 years. It was $5 million. And wow.
That's legit.
That was a tank.
So I know you're a huge fan of Grom Social.
You're right.
Let me know how you're spreading the word and stuff.
Well, every time somebody comes into our shop, okay, and we have from 300 to 500 people a day coming into our shop, and I ask them, as I'm doing the tours and speaking to the people, I ask them, how many of you have children or grandchildren that are anywhere from 5 to 15 years old? And whoever raises their hand, I take out the Grom Social cards, give them the Grom Social cards, and I talk about you. And what do I say? I say, here was a 12-year-old young man that was thrown off of Facebook because of predators, because his father was concerned with the well-being of his son. And he said, Dad, what am I going to do? And all of a sudden, he developed a website for children, which is quite unbelievable.
So, General, if you had one tank to build in the whole world, what would it be?
Well, I think I'd build a huge tank that I can actually swim around with the fish and make it a colorful tank where everybody in the tank really gets along. And I think that if everybody would pay attention to what I just said about my tank and my dream of a tank and look at the world, and if everybody would get along, doesn't matter what color you are, how big you are, as long as you get along, that's all that counts.
Macna, 2013, hanging out with my boy right here. We're coming at Grom Social in the house, right? How you doing? You alright? Good.
All right, I'll look forward to seeing you soon. And
Give it to Brent.
remember what I said. Good choices, and be a leader as opposed to
Great, my You leaving? Hey, you be good, alright? You tell all the kids to tune in with you guys and us, and we'll make a smash hit, alright? Alright, big guy. Alright.
What I'd like to say is I pride myself the general prides himself in two things. I'm a man of my word, and I do things to the best of my ability. Now, what I'd like to tell people and children alike is be leaders as opposed to followers. You'll stay out of trouble, and always make good choices.
You make me giggle.